matter what it is in life that you want, you gotta go out there and get it. Just don't let it come to a sleeper but a dream. Never give up on your goals, stay focused on you. Focus on you, succeed, cause I'm hoping you do. Keep climbing up the ladder, cause the key to success. Go hard and go home, never settle for less. Life.
What's up, team? This is Robert Porter and Ipidani Lockhart on the I Love San Bernardino County Radio Show! It's the 4th of July weekend! It's been pretty hot today, hasn't it? You know, as much as we can be happy, but you know, it is summertime in San Bernardino, and you know, it's going to be hot. Today we were going to talk about Jamboree Days up in Crestline,
where it's cooler.
Yeah, and we got Rhea and Dirk for the second time. Or is this your third time? Or,
well, yeah, I've been on a couple of times before that too.
Yeah,
second time in 2 years.
Yes, yes. So this is awesome. Yeah, I like that you reached out. That does help to get on the show.
Oh man, I appreciate you having us on tonight.
Yeah.
Thanks so much,
Absolutely.
Robert.
Yeah. And thank you for giving me a little bit of time to plan it out, because sometimes when you reach out and it's like you want it right away, right? But if you give me a little time, I can work you in a show, and that's for everybody out there. You know, you have a good show that you want to get on there, or you want a guest that you think we should interview. You know, talk to me or Yanni, and we'll make it happen, man.
Totally.
Yeah,
That's right, because we are going to have a good show. Jamboree Days is probably one of the biggest events in the mountains.
Oh, wow.
It's right over 4th of July. And, you know, 25 years ago, we used to have 30,000 people coming up to Crestline for Jamboree Days.
Well, we're going to get right to that. Let me mention our sponsors first. Celebrities
You do
Bar
it.
and Grill over on 40th Street. And Max Zaire is, he's got a barbecue chef on the weekends now over there. I seen some looked like ribs and some mac and cheese, some real mac and cheese.
Okay, there you go.
So you might want to check some of that out, but they also got the good bar food there. And if you want to hang out on a Friday night, go over there and have a margarita. Mine will be virgin, but you know, have some tequila in yours if you want, right?
There you go.
Or you know, strawberry daiquiri.
Oh yes.
Yes, strawberry
Hey, now.
daiquiris are good. Even without any, you know, Bacardi rum or
It
whatever.
better have strawberries though.
You know what's so sad is I haven't drank for over 16
That's not
years.
sad. That's
and-
beautiful.
That's
and
not sad.
Yeah.
No, but I still know all these alcohol names.
Well, it's not, you know.
Well,
Like, man,
did you think you'd forget?
Well, I would hope. Like that's the ultimate goal, is to forget the addiction. Like you know you have it, but like try to forget the
I
things
meant
associated.
forget the knowledge.
Oh yeah,
You're always
I'm
in
not
search
as good
of
with the
knowledge.
tequila as I used to be. I can lay out with the tequila. All right. But thank you, Max Zaire and Zoe, for all you do. They were just coming back from the Bahamas.
Awesome.
And they needed a break. So thank you for all you do. We appreciate you, and you know you deserve a vacation.
Totally,
And
totally.
please head over to Celebrities Bar and Grill, and you know, get a burger, get a steak, and enjoy a drink.
Awesome.
I'd like to mention our standout of the week.
Yep.
Okay, Lisa Gordon from the San Bernardino standout of the week. Lisa Gordon from Cal State University, San Bernardino.
Go Yotes.
She's head of the marketing department over there, and she puts out all the events for Cal State, and you know, takes pictures and puts a positive post and memes, and you know, and funny ones too. That
I'm connected with her on Instagram.
and so funny. Like, I know she's allowed this. So funny that I can't even like some of them, right? But that's still funny, right? You know those kinds of posts,
hear you,
right?
I hear you.
Oh, you've never seen one of those, Rhea. You're probably the one posting them. Well, anyways, thank you so much for what you do. She's great friends with Manel Iskander from the Green Shack.
Awesome.
And we did a lot of stuff together with musicology back in the day with PBS. So I appreciate her very much. And thank you for all you do for our local community. I know she lives up there in Yucaipa, but that is part of San Bernardino County.
Right over that way.
So thank you for all you do. We appreciate you.
Awesome.
And that is brought to you by Ben Chavez with First Lineage Site Services. Thank you, Ben, for everything
Yes,
you've been doing. He just sent a check just recently, so I appreciate that very much so. And to be honest, he's been supporting this show for almost getting close to a year and a half or 2 years.
Awesome.
Yeah, like so.
Thank you, Ben.
So we appreciate that. He's a good guy, and that is awesome that we can help. You know, the locals get showcased, right?
Yes.
That don't always get that award. You know, like I know that the awards from the politicians are some people say, oh, they're like candy. They're like candy. But good, because candy is yummy.
Yeah, there you go.
Right? Candy is
the right way to
good
look at it.
stuff, right? And give them out like that. So, like, I was thinking, well, hey, I can't really give them out like candy like that, but I can give out a little bit to showcase, you know, an individual or a group or whatever. And then Yanni's just grabbed right up on board it since he's joined the crew here, and it's working out pretty good so far.
Yeah, totally,
We're working on nonprofit of the month or
And
nonprofit of the week. We're hoping that may work out, and possibly business of the week. So if anybody's interested,
Totally.
hit us up and let us know. One more thing, we have to mention that on the 4th of July, over at San Bernardino Valley College, that is usually the San Bernardino event with the symphony.
Yes, beautiful.
And I go every year.
That was
It is beautiful. The symphony's awesome. It is warm, team. Make sure you bring cool stuff
And water.
Yeah. There is a small, some small fee to get in. I'm sorry, I don't remember it right now, but I know it's not that much because we took all the kids and everybody and still bought stuff.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
seeing you there last year.
Oh,
you know
yes,
what I mean?
yes.
And it was a beautiful time, especially for those that love classical music, such as myself, and seeing the fireworks. I love it when they play 1812 Tchaikovsky. That's so beautiful to me with the cannons, the version with the cannons, and then you have the fireworks going off. It's just such a beautiful scene, and I love the San Bernardino Symphony and Orchestra. They're a wonderful organization. I think it's something that we should be so proud of and support and expose our youth to that, because learning how to play an instrument, it shows that if you speak multiple languages or you play an instrument, you develop more neural pathways. So it's like, let's expose our youth to multiple
Absolutely.
dialects as well as music, because I have a few friends that actually are professional musicians. Richard Lindsay, who's an opera singer, sings around the world. You know what I mean? I have Nathaniel Brown. He's a classical pianist, has played all around the world, in Sydney at the beautiful concert hall down there. So, and then every commercial and music and TV show and everything utilizes music, scores and things like that.
Yeah,
So
like most of the classical scores, you've actually learned them before you even know who the composer is.
Totally.
Yes,
Totally.
absolutely, which is good.
Yes.
Which is
Yeah,
absolutely
especially
good.
for like Star Wars and Star Trek.
Definitely. I listen to Star Wars music all the time, bro. Like that, I forget the composer's name, but it's just amazing composer. But yeah, just as a world of opportunities when you learn how to play an instrument, and there's so many that you could choose to pick from, whatever resonates with you.
Or if you want to lead, you can be the composer.
There you go. That as well.
Keep
That
your
as well.
baton.
John Williams.
Yeah,
John
I actually,
John
little
Williams.
side note, at
Thank
the
you.
Philharmonic, I actually saw the composer that was, he was there for Dudamel. He was like there for a guest, but he dropped his baton. And I was like, right in front of me.
Yeah.
And it was like
Did you pick it up and run?
No, it was
Souvenir!
It was amazing because there's a little ball in the end that I didn't know.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
I didn't know that, right? So it was a learning moment for me.
Yeah.
Really embarrassing for him.
It happens.
But then, at the part where you're not supposed to clap,
Yeah.
right after that happened, I clapped. Because what he did, and everybody, the whole freaking thing roared. And the person I went with is a traditionalist. She got all mad at me. He was like, started kicking me. It's like, man, I just made Anyways, but cool thing. So we learned there's a little ball on the end of the wand.
There
right?
you go.
The
There
ball
you-
on the end of the wand
Yeah.
is cork,
Okay.
so it's not so heavy that they can.
Yeah, and
They can hold it for a long
Yeah,
time.
it just rolls in there. It's really cool.
And it could have been worse. He could have threw it in and poked somebody in the eye or something like that. It could have been way worse.
It was an amazing thing to me because that stuff's all incorporated, right? Everything's perfect. So when you see a little something different, and if you get a chance to go see our symphony,
Totally.
this
Thursday.
Is it Thursday? This Thursday, or at the symphony itself, right?
Totally.
Or you can LA Phil.
Totally.
Go visit. You at least go to the LA Phil one time, right?
Or the
Yeah.
Claremont
Yes.
Symphony.
Oh, true.
They do their free concert series. The last performance was about a month ago, but they'll get started again. I believe in October is when they start the new concert series. So
Well,
and they're free events. So
Well, Amy wants to go. We're gonna have to do this, dude.
totally,
All right,
I'll
we'll
definitely
set one
make
up.
sure I shoot it that way when
All right.
the next one's
'Cause you
or
like that
anyone's
stuff.
actually.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It gives you a buzz afterwards.
Can you imagine the mom of a young composer, and he's doing his thing. He is, not a composer, but a conductor. So he's doing his thing. He's practicing, And she comes after him. She says, "Hey, stop waving that thing around. You're going to put an eye out with that."
His name must be Ralphie.
I don't know a lot about. I mean, I've been to a lot of symphonies, but I'm not proficient on all this stuff. But all I know is it just makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Sounds
Yeah,
amazing. Yeah.
So, anyways, thank you very much for listening to our little bit of commercials and things like that. Do you have any other updates?
Yes. We want to talk about the community events, but I just want to ask you, since we ran into each other in community on the west side of San Bernardino and within the 6th Ward, how was your experience at the Acoma event that happened this past Saturday?
Well, they were bringing cultures together. So we actually got to eat some soul food.
Hey, now.
Right? We had some fried chicken, some potato salad, some regular salad, which was actually pretty good. I liked that. And the other stuff was good too. It was all good. It was a little hot, but they had little tents, so
The canopy, yeah.
and good company.
Totally,
good
totally.
people. Amy's son Kevin, who we've had on the show several
Yes.
times, runs the community garden there, and
Okay.
was just accepted as a member of the board.
Awesome.
Right. So
Congratulations.
He was doing some presentations on the different foods that he's grown there, and giving them all a bag.
Hey.
So they had some onions and some collard greens and some kale and
Sounds like a meal.
Yes, it was awesome. It was awesome.
Love me some collard
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And they're right now they're plentiful. Especially in the garden.
And then as far as upcoming events, did you have anything that you wanted to share? Because you kind of shared about the symphony.
Yes. Tomorrow I'm gonna work on my book.
There you go. There you go.
But
There you
I'm
go.
doing it a different way. So I got a wild hair team, and I am focused on the Legend of the Arrowhead right now. I found some images that represent it in the hills that you can actually see, and the main hill that it represents is right above San Manuel. Right, so it's not like I'm just picking some area and pulling things out. There's a sun on the top of the hill right by San Manuel where I found this huge leaping jaguar a long time ago, and several other things. It's a morning song on one side, but on the other side is the song of the Legend of the Arrowhead. It is an incredible song about how a chief has, the people stopped worshiping, and the chief was asked by the god to give up his daughter Newana as a sacrifice, right, for an ending of the drought, and to take away the heat monster. And
the heat monster is present today,
yeah.
right?
That's for sure.
So the cool thing about it is he had to give up everything for his daughter. I give it for his tribe. I'm sorry, he had to give his daughter up for his tribe, right? So it's one of those stories that's like someone who's giving everything for his people.
I hear you.
It's an incredible story, right? And probably true. It's probably straight history that was written that way, right? And then probably copied into the stars as well. So some really cool stuff here. I just have to get past the fact that people say that there wasn't a civilization right here, right? So once we can get past that and we get past the kind of hunter-gatherer looking at this.
What do they consider the indigenous people that were here before Christopher Columbus discovered?
More of travelers up and down the mountain, right?
Okay.
More travelers.
I hear you.
But even travelers manipulate your surroundings around you. I mean, just think of all the things campers do when they go to a place. So
You think about it, Robert. Why wouldn't you travel up and down the mountain if you knew the mountain was 20 degrees cooler in the summer?
Totally.
And
than the lowlands.
It's
And
also an elevationally timed garden, right? So it harvests. You follow it up the harvest.
That's right.
Follow the cool up, right?
Totally.
You follow the
Yeah.
follow the food up.
Yeah,
There you go.
and that actually
As it
helps.
ripens.
It extends it longer too because when you harvest all at one elevation, you have to get it all at the same time. You need a lot of people. You need less people as you harvest up the mountains. So I imagine that the land on the mountains was the most coveted of all.
There you go.
So this is a Legend of the Arrowhead. It's by the Gachina. I am going to put more out there, team.
Awesome. Looking forward.
I got some cool stuff to share with you, and you just keep following me online. I even got a YouTube channel now. So
there you go.
Native Megard, get on there, man. I got 2 subscribers, man.
There you go. You got a third one here.
I got 3 subscribers. I'm building up. Thank you, John.
Definitely. But as far as upcoming events, I just want to share about Rocky Peters' upcoming concert at Back to the Grind in downtown Riverside. It's going to be happening July 6th at 6 p.m. You can purchase tickets at the Prime Rose Record Store, or you can purchase tickets at the door. It's going to be an amazing concert. For those that may not have witnessed Rocky Peters or know about him, he was an American Idol contestant, and he made it really far, but he didn't win. But as of the last few years, he's been touring across the whole entire country at many different colleges, many famous theaters and things like that. So he took his career in his own hands, because record labels did reach out, but they weren't coming correct as far as the finance. So he said, hey, I'll do it myself. So he's created a booking agency. He could hook you up with the tours. He has a circuit that he's kind of developed. So if you're a budding artist, but definitely come out this Saturday at 6 p.m. to Back to the Grind. The tickets are $35, and I'm happy to share with you, Robert Porter, that he put you and Amy, because he appreciates your support, and he was thanking you for the offer to come on today to perform a little, but he was so busy. But he got tickets for you and Amy to attend this Saturday at Back to the Grind. So hopefully you two will be able to come. You're on the guest list. So
awesome.
Definitely.
Well, thank you.
And he's amazing. You guys have a wonderful time. I'm going to be there as well. So hopefully we'll be able to hang out together outside of San Bernardino County, because I know that you love San Bernardino for real. But we got to get over to the Riverside County sometimes too. Say hi to Airwick, you know what I mean?
But it's okay. It's okay, and he knows why. Why? Why? Yeah. No. And also, they used to be San Bernardino County.
Yes.
Right.
That's very true.
So we could give them a little bit of
Come back to the OG, part of the original San Bernardino County, and rep the set down there. You know what I mean? But don't hurt nobody.
Yeah.
OGSB.
Okay, where is this location?
Back to the Grind is in downtown Riverside. I do not have the address off the top of my head,
it's
but
right there on
it's on the corner of University and Lemon, I think.
Oh, okay.
University and Lemon, I
Okay.
think, are the cross streets.
right there downtown. You can walk to everything, right?
Yeah. What is it? The Tobacco Lounge is like cat a quarter down.
Okay.
And there's a bar right next. Lake Alice, is it?
It used to be an Italian restaurant. I think it's still there. There's another bar that's on the left of Back to the Grind, and you really can't miss it. If you just search Back to the Grind, it'll pop up. It's an amazing coffee shop. I kind of call it
cool historical buildings.
Historical
I
buildings.
actually believe I know which building it's in
definitely.
now. Yes, when you said University and Lemon.
Yeah, definitely. And I kind of consider it a creative mecca, because I used to go there and cut my teeth as far as poetry and performing with RUPO, Riverside Underground Poetry Organization. They still do that on Monday nights, but sadly, I'm here on the air, so by the time we get off here, I can't run all the way to Riverside, and it'll be almost ending, But I used to love going down there, because you meet so many amazing and talented people throughout the Inland Empire that are so gifted,
I used to have a hotel at the corner of at the corner of University and Lime Street.
Okay.
It's now a fire station because the hotel burned down.
I hear you.
Did it? Did you still own it then, or?
Yeah, we owned it when it burned down, but that was in 1975.
Okay, it's
been a while ago.
Was it like a guest or?
Was it it was a really historic building, because many of the original Riverside County buildings and offices started out in the buildings of the hotel. So offices like the Department of Education and stuff like that for
That's
Riverside
super cool.
County.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Do you currently own any other hotel spaces or places?
No, it's now a fire station.
No, I'm just saying, once it burned down and you guys cashed out, did you guys go and purchase another hotel, or?
No, we just on the corner of 14th and Market.
Okay.
Yeah, her family is lived in the mountains It's pioneer times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Riverside, but they came to Riverside in the 1880s.
I hear you a long time ago.
Yeah.
But remember, that was back in 1975, so an insurance settlement for a
That's a
hotel
year
was
before I was born.
Yeah, probably $600.
Yeah.
But it only took 300 to build, though, back then. I was playing.
They were upset because the building was burned down, and they said, "Oh, it's going to fall! It's going to fall! It's going to fall!" So because it was made out of brick, and it didn't fall, and we had to take a wrecking ball to knock it down, and spend lots of money knocking it down because it would not knock down. It was very well built. It was five bricks thick.
I hear you.
It
Really?
it used to be the jail,
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
the courthouse, and the jail too.
I
So
hear you. I hear you.
so it was well built.
Hard for people to escape out of it 5 bricks deep, right?
Unless you're
Right.
Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah,
style,
and you got
right?
about 40 years of life, you know.
Oh, all right. Well,
Okay, sorry, we're totally off topic.
No, it's
well,
totally
no,
fine.
we're right at the time for a good segue.
This whole show is
yeah.
off topic.
We have a basic way we go, but like it doesn't always go the same
Totally.
way.
It's not regimented like that.
That's the beauty of being able to come here, and thank you, Mark Westwood and KCAA, for allowing
Totally.
us to do this.
And
Fabulous.
NBC.
Thank you,
And
Mark.
if you would like your own show, hit me or Eric up right here, and we'll send you right there to Mark, and you can talk to him about getting your own show on here if you guys wanted to do that as well. I don't know why you guys don't have your own like podcast or radio kind of station up there yet. Any?
We have lots of people who do podcasts.
Yeah. Oh, podcasts. Okay, but for the history or for the
No,
for
we
the-
don't have
the
any
chamber.
history. Or the chamber.
Yeah, that
right
might
now.
might be cool.
Would be cool.
I could see a name for the show, the Crestline View.
Woo! I love
That's
that.
a great show. That's a great name.
Because everyone knows you, and like then we can find out what's going on current events, things like that.
Oh, well, you see, I work for a newspaper, so that's how everybody finds out everything's happening.
This is wonderful. It's
It'd be
wonderful.
so much easier if Rhea and I
Yeah.
got along.
No, this is wonderful, but this is the thing. This is a lost art team.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
We teach reading up on
Oh,
the mountain.
you do? You do? You keep it going? Well,
Hey, man,
okay,
keep-
man. I
keep
must
it
have,
alive.
I missed out on that. I went, but
You went to school in San Bernardino. I know.
Oh, Lord.
Oh,
she's hardcore. No,
I taught in San
I was just
Bernardino.
telling everybody that I actually learned cursive writing in school.
There you go.
and I taught that.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
There you go. There you go.
No, well, this is beautiful, and I do like to read the newspaper. I like to actually hold a newspaper.
Me
but,
too.
But unfortunately, the youth nowadays, they don't. It's lost. It's lost. Maybe it will come back. Maybe someone will figure it out, or maybe Taylor Swift will like start reading the
There you
newspaper.
go. There's the savior
Wouldn't that be
right
cool?
there.
That
One
would do
could
it.
hope.
Yeah.
That
And then
would
you're
do
like,
it.
oh,
Hey,
all
all
of a
she got to
sudden,
do is put a paper together
there's
and
enough
sell.
money for all the
And sell.
journalists. You can do as many local stories as you want.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's why I do appreciate this kind of stuff, because the LA Times doesn't care what's going on usually in Crestline.
What's kind of interesting is that the newspaper has expanded. It was 16 pages, and it's still 16 pages, but we doubled the size of the paper of the newspaper. Used to be this size, and now it's that size.
Awesome.
And my grandparents, for their anniversary, were in this newspaper, and I
Yes.
appreciate that. And I did ask the San Bernardino Sun and spoke with the reporter at the time. He took my story, and the editorial board didn't let it go.
Wasn't it 70 years?
Yes. I mean, like it.
How many people are married 70
Yeah,
years?
that's-
I don't
To
know.
each other.
I don't know why,
Totally.
but like I hope it wasn't because of me. But I don't know. Like you never know. Like sometimes, like sometimes I'm not as nice to the Sun as I could have been. But like you have to be honest when they're not focusing on your area, right?
They don't
Or-
even
or
deliver
focusing
in our
negative
area.
stuff.
They don't even
Yeah.
they don't even deliver in our area. They
Yeah,
do
sometimes-
not deliver them
sometimes
up the
I don't
mountain.
even feel like they deliver in our area. Like I get the news on Sundays, and like I read it, and I kind of feel like I can get all of this online. Give me something.
I
Here,
hear.
some local stuff, right?
We're all local.
Right here, we got it.
There we
Yeah,
go,
so I'm
there
gonna
we
read
go.
this. I'm gonna take it right in there with the bathroom, and I got it right
On the
there.
throne, when I'm on my
Yep.
throne.
And I try, team. I really do try to leave my phone out of the bathroom. Doesn't belong there anyways. It's It's really easy to take it in there and spend for hours, but I try not to be. But I have a book instead, right?
There you go.
So like my book right now is identifying Santa Ana wild plants.
All right.
So that's something you can read on the pot.
There you
You
go.
know, and like
There you go.
it's very limited in what you got to read, right?
On both pots.
Yeah, and occasionally I'll bring plants in there and I'll have them in a vase that I don't know the names of them, and I'll identify them. You know, why I'm taking my time. You know,
There you go. There
while I'm
you go.
studying.
Wowie.
Yeah.
One is one,
I can identify those ones.
I cannot
for
confirm
sure.
or deny.
Yeah, and in fact, if you show me some mellow, I probably could identify that one if you had it lined up with some other ones.
I hear you.
But that's only because that's original, old Hawaiian strain, and the fact that you even know that is telling of your age.
Yeah, it's yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah. Thanks for outing me there, Robert.
There you go. Under the bus with you.
Oh, so now that we're not talking about Maui anymore. So you're with the Chamber of Commerce. Are you both with the Chamber, or?
He is.
Okay.
I'm with the Chamber of Commerce
Okay.
up there in Crestline,
Okay.
Crestline Lake Gregory Chamber of Commerce.
And Rhea does
and
the
Rhea
history,
is like
and then
my
reporter.
right-hand lady for all the reporting and everything like that
Okay.
goes on in terms of getting the word out about the stuff that the Chamber is doing.
So you're the
And
scoop.
when I say
scoop.
when I
Oh,
say
yeah.
stuff, I mean like events.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
So no, I mean, it's important for the Chamber of Commerce to have that access.
Totally.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
sometimes I feel like our events do not get out there. It's hard to get, all these events going. You know.
I sometimes think in a larger area, it's more difficult to get the information out of the local events because there's so many people going in so many different directions. Fortunately, up on the mountain, we are kind of in one area.
True.
And so we're able to focus on our events because you have to drive 11, 12 miles to go to anything else. So you were sort of looking in at ourselves, and we attract people from down the mountain.
Yeah, Lake Gregory, that place is incredible.
They have really upgraded the whole lake, and it's fabulous.
So you can fish. Last time we went there, we went kayaking.
Yes.
And like 2 individual ones.
Yes.
So I could splashing. I didn't do that. But like it's still, we had a lot of fun.
You can go out stand-up paddle boarding. They
The
installed
duck boats?
The duck boat.
They've got Duffy boats. They call them Duffy.
Oh, they're Duffy.
And the thing about Lake Gregory is it's a non-motorized lake, so you have to be electrical or human powered to get out there.
Okay.
And
So
the
you don't
Duffy
get run
boats-
over.
The Duffy boats go
Totally.
slow, but it's just very leisurely and relaxing to take a tour around this our 180-acre lake.
So you want to hear a cool little side note of history?
Yes.
Sure.
And I still have a piece of a firework. I watched a fireworks show there on the dock or whatever, the little dock area. We all had our stuff out there. But at that time, my grandpa had for Bud Davis Backhoe had sponsored and won a raffle, a pool. And we got to jet ski, or no, like water ski on Lake Gregory.
Oh, yes, I
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it was like
Long
my
time
first
ago.
time ever
Long
water
time ago.
skiing. Yes, yeah, it was
Awesome.
nuts, man. That was so cool,
Yes.
and such a great memory as a kid. So, and
You can't do that now.
Yeah.
So you are unique.
a rarity, a
You are
rarity.
unique. And having a piece of a firework, that's pretty incredible as
Yeah.
well.
Yes, that's true. Like it fell right on top of us too, right? Yeah.
We asked, Rhea and I interviewed the guy who does the fireworks show up at Lake Gregory every year. He works for a place called Pyro Spectaculars. They do shows all over the Coliseum.
I've actually met that gentleman. He did the
Jason
fireworks
Pope, yeah.
for San Bernardino when they were doing their Lunar New Year kind of.
Oh, yes, he mentions
Yeah.
Yeah, and he described how the actual composition, the nature of fireworks really hasn't changed that much in 50 years. But the thing that has changed a little bit is that they put some chemicals in there that make them burn longer.
Up
And
in
the
the sky.
trails are now longer than they ever used to be. So you used to see something explode in the sky and it would kind of just explode there and then it would be gone. But now they've added they've
Mercury.
New-
discovered some chemical additives and so forth that they do that makes it burn a little, the trails are longer, they're fuller and things like that.
Right,
So
I imagine more colorful.
Magnesium one that burns really hot. I remember in chemistry, you'd like that stuff, and be like,
That green
So,
flame, right?
yeah.
The green flame from magnesium or
the
something?
good, the good stuff. You always wanted to burn it after you burned it once, right?
That magnesium OG.
That's why we love the fireworks up there. So
Jason was saying that the Crestline is unique because of the bowl that it's in, and with the trees and with the water. And so, first of all, he lives in Crestline, so he loves to do the show there. He says it's very intimate because he's actually shooting it over your heads, and you're actually experiencing it like it's right at you, no matter what part of the lake you're at, because it's such a small lake, and yet he can get it high enough that everyone can see it.
and he has no worries at all about embers or anything.
Well, we have a fire department.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, he's been doing it for 20 years, so he knows the winds up there. He knows the area, and he knows, exactly where to position people, and he knows how to fire them off so that they're not going into a.
What I'm leading to, we're not going to lose fireworks up there to a light show, or
We're not going to lose homes. We're not going to lose
okay.
people. We're not going to lose
Okay.
anything.
no, all right,
Unless
I'm
somebody
talking about
is-
because a lot of fireworks show go away and it becomes a light show.
Or the
Of
drones.
Oh, I
and
see.
stuff.
Yeah.
But
I
like some of them are really cool. Yeah, yeah.
Awesome too.
We had a laser show there one year,
Oh, how'd it go?
horribly.
It was that bad.
So we have fireworks again.
Yeah.
Amen.
And because of the recent rains we've had and 2 wet winters, our trees are much healthier than they were several years ago. Our only worry is the people who bring up illegal fireworks from down the hill and do it personally as opposed to as a community fireworks show.
And-
that is illegal up
And
there.
the worst is actually you driving your vehicle and you're parking it on the side of the road in some high brush because you're looking for
You
a
don't
place
do
to
that,
park.
no.
Yeah, you do not do that. Right?
Two
That's the main fire causer, not
Yes.
fireworks.
Two questions that I have for both of you before we dive deeper into the jamboree is one, is Lake Gregory man-made or is it
Yes.
naturally formed? All right, it's man-made. What the-
Absolutely. In 1938, 1937, they started to build it because they were having a drought at the time. And Arthur Gregory, oh my goodness, it's called Lake Gregory.
There you go.
He thought that he had a sawmill up there because he lived in Redlands and he needed boxes for his citrus fruit to ship them on the trains back east. So he
Okay.
had a lumber mill.
Awesome.
And when they found out they had this drought, they needed water, he proposed building a lake. It was also during the Depression, people needed jobs, so they had the CCC come up and
Awesome.
help to build the lake. And it filled in March of 1938 in 3 days because we had a major rainstorm on top of snow that was on the ground. So the lake filled up in 3 days.
That's amazing.
Did they build 18 prior to that, or
Well, Highway 18 is sort of the
Because-
old Mormon
Yeah.
lumber road from the 1850s.
Because they have those, there's those rock areas that were built during the
During the
Depression.
CCC,
Yeah.
yes, they did a lot of restoration
because
to
it's
the roads.
You have to use a lot of big equipment and stuff to get it up there. I assume they would have had to make it a better road to.
No, it's
No,
a dirt
it
dam.
was still bad then.
Definitely.
was it?
definitely.
Okay, the first road came up in 1915. It was the first auto road was 1915. Before that, they had the lumbering roads that were made out of dirt.
Okay.
And they could bind the lumbering roads for cars, 1915. Then in the late 1920s, early 1930s, they paved the road and realigned it. And then in the 1960s, they made the 4-lane up to Crestline. It was going to be 4-lane all the way to Big Bear, but there were several reasons why it didn't happen. One of them was an earthquake fault right there at the Crestline Bridge, and another one was a change in governors in the state, and the funding changed.
You mean the earthquake fall at the scariest bridge on the planet, right there on the 18?
Well, it's not as scary as it used to be.
Oh, that's scary to me. That is scary.
It used to be a 1-lane bridge with a stop sign on the end of each one of them. It was a train trestle bridge. And
Did
so,
you go on that or no?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you did?
And so you stop at the end, and if there's nobody on the bridge, then you're allowed to go forward. So in the 1960s, they made it into a 2-lane bridge that you actually can drive on, and it's very nice. But they also found an earthquake fault in the general area, which made it impossible for them to go farther east with the 4-lane road.
Understand.
Definitely. And for the second question, since you guys reside in Crestline, how did you guys deal with the blizzard? And how did the blizzard from a year back or so, did it affect you guys heavily, or Were you guys fine?
Absolutely heavily. We survived 18 months on roots and beetles.
Well, we had to because we had no grocery store.
Yeah, which is rebuilt now. And
We
open.
it's just
Goodwin's-
reopened.
Goodwin's, yeah.
Goodwin's is back, and it is beautiful.
Is it good?
It's the
Do
newest.
they have the soda fountain still?
Still have the
yeah.
soda
Okay, what
fountain.
about the
And the
fish? What
candy?
about the fish?
No, they were
They
not.
had to-
They were not allowed to do that because they were wild fish, and you're not allowed to capture wild fish and put them in a fish tank, especially on display in a grocery store.
Fish and Game got after them for that, but
Man,
they added
that was cool.
But
They
they
added-
added.
Oh, okay.
they added an artisan pizza oven.
Okay.
They added more of their dry aging beef process. So
Okay.
They got a
have
deli
more cases.
and
Deli and the
homemade
and the candy. Oh, the candy.
Homemade candies.
Those candies are
The
incredible.
malt shop is still there. You
A
can
real
get malts.
jawbreaker. I mean, I'm talking this thing like
Yes,
a baseball.
Yeah, it's the size of a baseball, if not a softball.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're-
Man,
but
that's a
for
big
kids,
jawbreaker.
a kid looking at a jawbreaker like that, it could be the size of it.
Yeah.
For real.
And they added
it's probably
an
the size of a
observation deck of the lake. They added an observation deck of the lake. So
Oh, really?
it's an upper level above the store level. You have to go up to it, and it overlooks the lake. And so you can take your soda or your root beer float, in my case, and your pizza, and go up there and look at the lake while you eat.
That
It's
is awesome.
absolutely fabulous.
This morning, I enjoyed a raspberry mocha with a croissant, freshly made at the Goodwin's Bakery, on their deck, sitting in a couch, just looking
Oh,
over
yeah.
the lake, because it's got a fireplace, couches,
Tables.
gorgeous seating
To
area.
check this out.
Indoor and outdoor patio. So they've really upped their game. This might be a little weird, but the thing I really enjoy about going into their grocery store is that the floors are like polished glass. Some stores you go into and it's like your cart is like ricketing around and stuff like
Like
that.
you're driving through San Bernardino.
Yep. Stater Brothers
Didn't wanna
was
go
like
there.
that, but
Didn't want to go there, Yanni, but
Stater Brothers was like that, but Stater Brothers has redone all their floors, so I got to give them some props. Right?
There you go.
Okay, but what's kind of interesting about these beautiful floors is because it was the roof that fell on the building, we can see where the old displays were in the old building because they used the same floor and they polished it up. And so you can see where the old displays were, you can see where the new displays are, and it's absolutely amazing.
That's
and you
so
walk
cool.
into this grocery store and it is just the feeling of airiness because they elevated the ceiling about 20 feet and they have beams going across this store that are a foot wide.
They're wider than that.
They're a foot wide, they're 5 feet high, and they're 40 feet long. They're called
Did you measure yourself up to them?
I just talked to when I was
Four dark
construction.
sides.
I think they're 18 inches wide. But
Yeah, they're four dirks high. Yeah, I think they're making a joke. Nobody on the air knows this, but I'm 7 feet, so that helps you understand why they're making that joke.
And we're laughing with him because that is awesome to be that tall.
Totally.
I mean, like,
Blessing.
Yeah, unless you're at a Japanese restaurant.
yes, I've always been short myself. Or like, so in archaeology, I did these tunnels that we had to record them all over in Etiwana Preserve, and they were built by the Chinese immigrants that came here. And it's no joke, you had to be like this to
I
get
hear you.
in there.
I hear you.
But they walked right. I'm sure they just walked right in it.
I hear you.
So yeah, like that was probably because of malnutrition back in the day. And a lot of the Chinese came here just for survival, to work.
Right.
And were an integral part
Totally.
in the creation of our area.
And,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
in Redlands as well. There was a Chinatown here,
Yes.
and a large population.
The railroad.
Is
there a Chinatown up
and
there?
Latin.
There-
Is there a Chinatown up there? Or?
Yes and no.
Okay.
And when they were building the original Lake Arrowhead, they brought up some workers, but
Okay.
then they, because they have some tunnels that they were going to bring. The Lake Arrowhead plan was 7 lakes and tunnels to bring water to San Bernardino. And so since they brought lots of workers up there to dig the tunnels, but that was more like work camps. It wasn't a
Okay.
Chinatown because nobody lived there full year round because of the winter. Everyone went home on the winter.
What years was that?
That would have been 1890s.
So those sites are usually signified with opium pipes, right? So that's usually how you find what's going on, right? So you find broken opium pipes or vials for old opium, and then you're almost positive that is an old
The site
Chinese
of an
work
old camp, yeah.
That was one of the main artifacts that was found right underneath our current police station on D Street.
Oh.
Yes, that's was an old Chinatown right there.
Oh,
And-
yes.
And my father was the backhoe operator with Steve Alexandrowicz that did the archaeology on that.
Fabulous.
Wow.
Awesome.
That's
Fabulous.
just what it is.
Well, Robert, back to your original
Okay.
point.
Yes.
We have come out of that very strong. And we have new businesses opening up all around town.
We've had like
Can
5 new businesses open in the last 2 months.
We'll rattle them off.
Okay, we have a new camping store. We have a new bookstore. We have a new
a comic book store.
comic book
Awesome.
store. We have a new apothecary store. We have
Oh, cool! Like with rocks and like medicinal herbs and stuff.
yeah,
Or-
herbs and stuff like that. And
Called Botanical Enchantress.
and
Oh,
then we,
comic
Comic book stores,
and we have a new
Crestline
rock store.
Comics.
The new rock store.
The new rock store.
We also have magical mountain gifts too. So
Awesome.
we've had a lot of new stores open in the last few months because it took so long to recover last year. We really didn't get back into the groove last summer because we were still, what happened?
Were those local entrepreneurs?
Oh,
or did
yes,
they move
every-
up there
Many
too?
of them, yes.
Yes, they're all
So
local.
they made their own.
Yes.
They made their own. They moved up there within the last 5, 6, 3 years, something like that, and they've
Did
they've
the
started their own
Chamber of
businesses.
Commerce did?
We have ribbon cutting.
Do you- yeah, do you-
We have a new
Yeah.
Crestline jerky shop
Oh.
and a woodworking shop, woodcraft, and we have.
So you guys
we have
get to
many
go to
new-
all the openings.
And
Yeah, we
many
get
new.
to,
Oh, the jerky!
I hold the ribbon.
Yes.
I hold the ribbon.
He gets to hold
It's
the ribbon.
like this.
Yeah, they
the
could-
ribbon's
yeah.
going
They have a person on a chair to hold it up there. And he,
Careful not to cut my navel.
or other things. I know we're getting up on the last like 15 minutes of our show, and we definitely want to talk about the jamboree and the
please.
time and all the for people to come up and
By all
participate.
means, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for segueing into that. I appreciate it, Yanni. Yeah, we've got Jamboree Days happening up in Crestline on January 6th.
okay.
And Ria's holding up our poster. It's we are starting our parade. For 46 years, we've had a parade up there on our Jamboree Days day. And this year we're having it on July 6th because it is
Saturday.
Saturday.
We like to do our Jamboree Days on
And there's-
Saturday.
And there are other lakes up there, like Big Bear is having their fireworks show on the 4th. Lake Arrowhead is having theirs on the 5th. We're having ours on the 6th.
That makes sense.
Awesome.
Yeah.
No competing.
We'd like to
we
collaborate.
want to have lots of visitors come, and they can go to all 3, and so can we.
That's
I imagine
right.
it's a nice influx of income made on those days. I would imagine with the Flatlanders coming up to the mountains.
Well, we get 10 to 12,000 visitors up there on Jamboree Days. There's parking on the side streets and so forth. And
Is that more than a normal weekend? What is like an average
a
weekend?
normal weekend, we might have 1,000 people
1,000
coming
people.
up.
And that's
something like
because
that.
of Lake
The lake,
Gregory
yeah.
usually?
It's because of Lake Gregory. Yeah, Lake Gregory's been pretty much selling out the weekends.
Yeah,
these
we couldn't
days.
even get
Yeah.
tickets when we went. We had to like just go find other things to do because all the play area was sold out.
Yeah, it's got a fantastic, they call it the splash pad, and it's probably got, what do you think, 20
Different
Slides,
bouncy.
Different
yeah, it's
bouncy
it's
things.
Bouncy.
Yeah.
We call them the bouncy
houses in
bouncies.
the middle of a
Bounce
of a lake.
houses in
It's
the
Yeah.
middle of a lake. You have to swim out, and then you have to climb
lifeguards
up
like on the top right there all
and
over.
slide down. It's really fun.
Beyond that, they still have the water slides that.
Oh, yes,
you
they
go
have,
up with.
they have the double water slides, they have the zero-level water park, they have all the tricycles and the water trikes and, paddle boards and everything else that you would do at a lake. And it's just a really fun place to play, or go fishing. The people that can't get into the,
So if they want to go on the parade, like how do they where should they park?
They come up Highway 18, and then you take the Crestline cutoff, and you come up through Crestline. Make sure you get there well before 10 o'clock, before the parade starts. You need to get up there by 9:30 or so. Then you'll make it into town, and
Anywhere along the road.
The parade is along Lake Drive. It's along Crest Forest Drive, going down Fern Street, and then to Lake Drive. And it heads all the way out to the end by Lake Gregory itself, right at the end where Goodwin's is, actually. Our theme this year is Amazing Mountain Adventures. Oh, right. And you may think, well, how did you come up with that stellar of a theme? And we actually just asked Rhea Tetley to come up with a theme for us. We had like 25 themes, and we settled on this one. It was totally Rhea's idea. And then we came up with it before Snowmageddon. We call it Snowmageddon up there.
Okay.
And we said, well, we just had this terrible blizzard. We cannot do this theme.
Can't use this theme.
So we presented.
We don't even have a grocery store. We can't use this
We
theme.
presented all of last year's themes again, and we said, why don't we just use Amazing Mountain Adventures? And Rhea said, maybe Amazing Mountain Adventures together, or something like, she altered her theme from the year before to try and make it better. No, we're Amazing Mountain Adventures. One of the cool things that we're doing.
That's perfection, right?
One of the cool things that we're doing this year is we brought in a wood carver.
Oh.
So we have a guy who carves sculptures out of logs.
With like a chainsaw?
With a chainsaw.
Right at the side of the parade. He's not riding in the parade.
He's going to make those bears and everything?
Yes.
So he's making us a Patriot Bear.
Oh.
And we are raffling off the Patriot Bear.
Whoa.
So come up, $5 a ticket, or $5 for $20.
What does I always wondered,
A
what does a
Patriot
sculpture
Bear
like that cost?
It's worth about $1,200.
Is it about $1,200?
And I'm not sure exactly how tall it is, 3-4 feet tall.
Yeah, they're
gonna hold a flag.
So you see them
You can
everywhere.
put any kind of
Big
flag.
Bear and stuff.
But he's
put any
holding
kind of flag
an
in it.
American flag. But then you can take, Christmas comes, you can take the American flag out, and you can put Saint Nick in there. You can put any kind of seasonal flag or your sports team or whatever you want.
There you go.
Just
Raider
for
Nation.
bear.
Of course, yeah. Of course, mine is going to feature a conductor, on the.
So I have
you go.
another question.
There you go.
Have you guys ever had one of those sculptures?
For
And
myself?
And how long did they last?
Oh, they last forever. Apparently, people have them in front of their houses for decades.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Interesting.
We were very fortunate at the History Museum is that after the old fire, the Goodwin family, who owns a grocery store, had sculptures cut for the outside of their store. And they were going to paint their store 2 years ago, so they had to take the sculptures down off the store, and they donated them to the museum.
Awesome.
So now they're on display at the museum, so when their roof fell in, their sculptures weren't hurt. Because they were already at the museum.
Awesome. Beautiful.
So, and those are over 20 years old.
Whoa.
Okay.
Yeah, so they last a good long time.
Yes.
I always wondered, none of them really look old. They all, you know what I'm saying?
They last.
Yeah.
Well, trees last for a long time, unless you burn them down.
Yeah, and it's good because that bark beetle, there was a lot of wood that needed to be repurposed. So
Yeah.
Yes. So anyway, fabulous. We're having the parade. There will be 9 different announcers, 9 locations along the parade route. We'll have announcers.
You're the queen, or
I am one of the announcers.
Okay.
Yes. The crown is because a couple years ago, 2021, I was a Citizen of the Year.
Awesome.
of
Congratulations.
the year?
Yes, I was a Citizen of the Year, and I got to ride in the parade.
Awesome.
And on Wednesday,
I remember when that happened. We showcased it all over.
yes, and when and so we have a new Citizen of the Year this year who will be announced in the newspaper on Wednesday.
Oh. Okay.
So,
Surprise.
Dirk, is it him? It's him.
No,
It is not me.
It's not him.
It is somebody who's lived in the mountains 8 times longer than I have.
Okay.
And you say you were
And
there
who
5
has
years, so
who
40
has
years.
definitely assisted the community and helped people up and down. And he
All
doesn't want
ages.
he doesn't want any kind of recognition whatsoever,
Oh,
which is the
you-
perfect reason to tell
Well, you gave away the
everybody
gender,
about
though,
him.
right
Yeah.
Darn. Yes, we have, but this man deserves it so much. He's
We're making
affected.
news here, dude. We're making news.
He's affected all age groups on our mountain, from old
Amen.
people to young people. He's done everything for many people over the decades. Decades.
Well, since he wants to be anonymous,
He's not going to be anonymous.
Well,
He's in the parade.
But for this show today, we are going to dedicate it to him anonymously.
There you go.
And you can tell him that.
That's
Well,
what's up.
last
Tell him
year,
thank you for his work.
last year, our Citizen of the Year was the unsung hero. Because we had so many people who stepped up and helped during our Snowmageddon. And as a matter of fact, this guy did it too, but he was just one of many in those cases. So last year we honored everybody that had helped and everybody that had stepped up and gone out of their way to help other people. This particular
That's what
man,
communities do.
this
That's what it's
particular
supposed to
man
be
has
like.
been doing it for 40 years.
I don't want to make Robert cry, but no, let me do that.
Go ahead. Get him.
So there were stories from last year's Citizen of the Year where we had nominations of people who had drug 5-gallon cans of gasoline up a hill for 2 miles with a toboggan so that they could replenish the generator of a family whose child was on a ventilator.
Yes.
There's
That is
serious
a hero.
Yes,
there's
indeed.
serious heroic stuff that happened up there on the mountain.
Absolutely.
We cannot minimize that.
You can't
it's
minimize
amazing.
it. Yeah,
It's amazing
there's probably
stories.
a lot of those individual stories.
Absolutely,
So you blanketed
and-
them all with goodness.
And we
Yeah.
try to tell many of those stories in the
Amen.
newspaper. Okay, so anyway, our Jamboree Days, back to this.
Okay, we're getting
is
close.
Gonna be,
What are we
gonna
at?
be fabulous.
3 minutes?
3 minutes. It's gonna be fabulous. We're gonna have the parade at 10 o'clock. All day long, we're gonna have booths and a festival. We're gonna have music. We're gonna have a beer garden. We're gonna have brats, probably. We're gonna have all kinds of food, and it's gonna be delicious.
Brats,
Then,
smash burgers, tacos,
Hey now.
everything.
we like to eat up there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and then at 6:30 in the evening, they're going to open the gates to the lake, so people can go onto the beach and sit down and get ready to watch the fireworks at 9 o'clock.
Okay. Awesome.
And that's free. So
Awesome.
far,
The
I
price
told you
is
about a
right.
free parade. I told you about free music. I told you about all these festival things that are happening. We have a play zone for the kids, and it's going to be lots and lots of fun. You can watch them do the sawing and all this stuff for almost nothing. And then the fireworks are free.
Hey now.
So
We like free.
we
do,
like
we
free
do.
in Crestline.
Yeah, so to come up and buy a few things from the vendors.
Oh
and
yes,
get
please
some-
buy stuff from
yeah,
vendors.
You know, you better use money on food than buying tickets or whatever.
So when you come up to Crestline for the 4th of July, on July 6th, when we have our parade, you need to get a copy of the Alpine Mountaineer because there's a pull-out section in the July 4th issue that will tell you exactly
I like
all
pull-out
of
sections.
all of the you do
just kidding.
all of the vendors, all of the
Did I just age myself with that joke? I was like,
parade lineup is going to be in that local paper. So
Okay.
you want to get that and know what's going on.
so
what's coming
that
up.
will be like your kind
guide.
of
Bible for the
yeah.
event. So you know where to
That's
go,
right.
what to do, and where to park.
So you go to Ria's page or Ria Tetley on Facebook or what's what's your
CrestlineChamber.org.
Or jamboreedays.com.
Okay.
JamboreeDays.com, CrestlineChamber.org. The chamber offers other events all the way through the year
Awesome.
too, and you
The
can go
week
to
after.
go to visitcrestline.org, and you'll see a complete lineup of everything we offer up there. And it's 20 degrees cooler up there than it is down here.
Absolutely.
Totally.
Absolutely
That's-
cooler.
We're on top of
the
that.
part.
Come on up where it's cool.
So join them on Jamboree's Days. This is Ipiani Lockhart and Robert Porter with the I Love San Bernardino County Radio Show, and we are
Out.